All right, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to another installment. I'm calling installments instead of episodes.
Installment?
Installment.
I was thinking installment when you paused and shit.
I was there doing an episode. It's called installment. Another installment of the Obsidian. We have missed a few days, a couple weeks. My birthday passed.
I'm alive though.
You alive?
I'm alive.
A lot of things have happened in that course of time.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah.
We lost DMX. We lost a real one.
Yeah. Rest in peace, DMX.
Rest in peace, DMX, man. Definitely big rest in peace to DMX. Shout out to DMX's family. I hope you guys are doing well. I know it's never easy to accept a loss in your family, but I want to make sure that on the bright side you are looking at the fact that you had one of the most impactful black men in history.
I was about to say it. If you can just be a pillar in your community the way he was, you can imagine what type of loss that is to just his personal family. You know what I mean? You got a bunch of strangers and fans and the hip hop culture missing him like the way they are. That's nothing compared to how his family probably feels without that force in their life, man. So
I think
shout out to his family.
DMX, and this is just my opinion of DMX. I think he embodied the troubled black man spirit. You know what I mean?
What you mean by that? The only reason I asked that is because I seen what was that? Was that Time magazine that had his face on the cover and what was that?
The Prince from
and a lot of people had a problem with
Prince Philip.
A lot of people had a problem with them labeling DMX as like the troubled rapper, or like don't quote me, but it was like very talented but troubled rapper DMX, blah blah blah,
versus Prince Philip, as if Prince Philip was this great.
Right,
like he lived this outstanding life or something.
Like we can DMX accepted that he was troubled.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we know, like that was his story. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that's a battle that we should be trying to fight. I think what people trying to do is turn it into the problem that we have with the media in general, especially when it comes to how we're portrayed when we're victims. I think that's loosely with the argument that they're trying to make. Like, okay, this guy was killed, not DMX, but like this person was killed, and the picture that y'all show on the news is his mugshot.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it comes to the like a mass shooting or something, the picture of that guy that they use, even the verbiage that they use is like troubled teen, or like they always use a picture of him in his cap and gown and everything. Mm-hmm. So I think that's the angle that they were taking when they said they didn't like that cover, as far as calling DMX troubled. But I think that's just a futile battle. Like we're not gonna fight. Like we know he was troubled amongst our community, amongst our people. He put his trouble out there for us to see. That was his story. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why we're so in love with somebody like that. Your trouble was my trouble, was his trouble, and we can talk amongst each other about our troubles. And so if we label him, or if he labels himself troubled rapper, and you know what I mean, I don't think that's a battle we should fight. Like, why they call him troubled though? Why he couldn't just be the great late DMX? Like,
to be honest, it wasn't even that whole article thing or the cover or whatever. It wasn't even about how they were misportraying DMX. It was honestly the fact that they made Prince Philip sound like he was a good person, and he wasn't. He wasn't a good person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was known. Not to speak ill on the dead or something.
Right. I understand.
But typically, that's what was coming up. It's like,
And I didn't get the chance to dive in to see what the big controversy was about. So maybe that is it.
Everybody said that Princess Diana been up in heaven waiting to whoop his ass.
Oh shit.
Princess Philip was the guy that was running around on Princess Diana and all that.
At women are hard to deal with in this realm. You don't want to have an ass whooping waiting for you.
They say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. So
hell hath no fury like a woman happy though.
but
a woman happy, like, that shit is a mind body.
No, what I'm saying is, right? Hell hath no fury, right? Like a woman scored, right? So in my opinion, right, when I die, it can't possibly be as
we good. I can do whatever the fuck I want here.
It can't possibly be as bad as dealing with this reality that we have to live in today. All right. So let's dive into some of the content. A lot of people have been participating on the group lately. The followers, we're almost up to 7 on the one page. We got past 1,500 on the other page. All of the Facebook followers, YouTube followers, and Instagram followers have all gone up.
Make sure y'all
like, subscribe.
Yeah, make sure y'all like and subscribe. Hit the bell. You know what I mean? Dang, Liberty Bell. We need to get a bell right here.
Hit the bell. Hit the bell.
Make sure y'all hit that bell, like, subscribe, and share. If you want more content like this, please. And get involved. We want to see what y'all got to say. Make sure y'all hit that comment section up as well.
I want y'all to pull up and come sit down, build with us, have a conversation with us every Saturday. You know, we're gonna sit here. We're gonna tackle amazing topics. I think we tackle the most funny topics ever and shit.
It'll get better.
Once you're here.
Once you get better, baby. Come on. If you knew better, you would do better.
So you want to dive in? You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
It doesn't matter. I was looking at this. Why real men avoid.
I feel more comfortable actually drinking and smoking.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and.
Why real men avoid single mothers?
Ooh, I read that earlier.
Oh,
I read that earlier.
Why real men avoid single mothers? So before we even dive into this, do real men avoid single mothers?
First off, that's a little disrespectful. That's because that's like implying that real men aren't single fathers or something.
Well, I like that.
First off,
I like that.
Going beyond that, I want to say single. Like, why single? Why don't they just leave it as single men that don't have kids? Like, why do it gotta be real men avoid single mothers? I just don't like the way it's phrased.
There's a list, so we're gonna run down the list. It says
it's the worst.
Never
the worst list ever.
Right, most likely it is.
It's actually pretty good. It's pretty honest, but it's very
never available. You're not a priority. Thinks the world revolves around her and only her. Emotionally unavailable. The ex-baby daddy is always there. The kids are working against you. Those kids will hate you. Entitled attitude. Distorted self-image. Always the victim. Jekyll and Hyde personality. Drama queen. In most cases, she's dating to make her baby daddy jealous. Dishonest. A single mother is a liar. Carries baggage, and more baggage.
All right, let me do this. Can I do this list?
Yeah, run it down. You want to run it down?
Yeah, go ahead. So let's do that. So the question again is why real men avoid single mothers. Now I'm gonna be honest. I have dated women with children. Like, I've dated single mothers, and I don't want to date a single mom ever again. I don't want to, like, if you have kids, that's a red flag for me. I don't want to date a woman. I want to date a woman who don't got kids.
What's the biggest thing though for you? Is it because you don't have children? Do you think that's
right? Like, but it's not the having children part of it.
Okay. So that's not the biggest thing.
That's not the biggest thing.
Like, if you had children, you think you would still feel the same way?
If I had children, no. If I had children, I think that if you have children, you should only date somebody else with children. Okay. I think you should let us people that don't have kids just go and have a whole party by ourselves. Like, don't take the woman, like the dude that has 3 kids. Don't date the woman that don't got no kids. The woman that got 4 kids.
I agree.
Don't date the man that don't got no kids. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I can agree with that, and I've done that. I can agree with that because, I mean, obviously, if you have kids and you're dating, then it obviously didn't work out with the person that you had kids with, and then you go basically put all that on someone who's not I don't care about age or none of that shit. Like, we not on the same level if you don't have kids and I have kids. You see what I'm saying? So now I'm kind of force feeding you growth, whereas it's not happening naturally and progressively the way it should if you have your own kids. You know what I mean? You learn things about being a mother carrying a child, and then the first couple years and all of that is like, as nature. I think if I just bring my kids and make you like, yeah, so I'm gonna teach you how to be a mother with my kids and shit. It just ruins the experience of you having kids when you do have kids, whether it's with me or somebody else, you know what I mean?
I disagree, because I'm not gonna lie, yo. I spent my whole 20s dating women with children. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was always dating, like, either I was dating women with children or I lived with, like, my girlfriend from college. You remember her, I was dating her, and we lived with her sisters, and her sisters all had kids and stuff like that.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to you, nigga. You got your initials on your glasses and all
Yeah,
that?
you know what I mean? Big boy shit. You just turned 36, you know what I'm saying?
Happy birthday.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't mean to cut you off, but from now on, I want a glass with my name on it.
So I gotta get it initially.
For me to drink out of.
I gotta get it, the Neff joint.
Yeah, something like that. I feel like you stunting on me. You just keep reminding me.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure all my glasses and stuff in my has my initials and engraved in it from now on. I think it's gonna be a new thing for me. But random. That's stupid. It's stupid and random, but it's fun. When you get old, you get bored. I went to Home Depot the other day, bro. I had a fucking ball at Home Depot.
First of all, you went to Toys R Us?
Exactly.
You went to Toys R Us the other day? You hit me up with none of that?
Me and this girl, we felt so old.
Nah.
We went to, what's that joint called? Home Goods or something like that?
I'm good.
You know what Home Goods is? Home Goods.
Home Goods?
Yeah.
Not.
Home Goods is like one of them.
Not right off. It doesn't sound like
familiar. One of them, I'm trying to remember. Like, I'm trying to figure out a store to compare it to.
Is it like IKEA or something like that?
No, because IKEA is worse. IKEA is horrible.
According to the dude we was watching
about IKEA. Yeah, he thought IKEA was he was mad at everybody that shops at IKEA and shit like that. You know how much money I know this? Yo, have you ever seen the two comedians talk about it's three comedians and they do a skit about how IKEA was made?
No.
Oh my god, bro.
I'm gonna have to check that shit out.
You're going to have to check it out. This is one of the best skits ever. Like, if I can add it to this video, and I will and shit like that, I'll find it and put it in. I'll put it in the bottom of this shit just so people can watch that joint too. But the dudes, they made a very relevant point, right? And we gotta get back to the question. But they made a very relevant point where they're like, IKEA is basically like a scam and shit like that. You gotta see. I don't want to ruin it for you.
I went to IKEA with you. The first time I ever been to IKEA, I went to IKEA with you.
With Izzy and shit?
Yeah. And I'm funny actually. It's like, but remember, we was in there and you had to do everything yourself. Like everything.
Yeah, that's the whole point of IKEA.
I don't know if you remember this shit. I was like, oh, IKEA. I get it now. It's shit like in the middle. It's people walking around shopping, doing their regular shit. And I dumbass get the fucking, oh, IKEA. You gotta, it was crazy. Like, I'm talking about fucking, you trying to get a couch off the 12th shelf, you gotta get that jump.
Right.
Nobody's going to, you can't go, sir, can you help me get the couch?
But that was the whole concept of those stores and shit like that. It was like ingenious at the end of the day.
Right.
It was really ingenious. They just copied off of Swedish stores. Yo, you have to see this skit. Like,
oh, no.
You have to see this skit. These dudes they're comedians. And they broke down the whole IKEA situation, the idea of how the boardroom to create IKEA must have looked and shit.
Oh shit, I gotta check it out.
Dog, these dudes, they nailed that shit. They fucking I don't give people credit enough for skit comedy anymore.
Oh,
I grew up with Mad TV, Dave Chappelle, like. There's like people skit, like even the SNL today. They lucky that it's like people from all that, like Kenan and Kel and all that shit on there, cause they the ones that pull it together for our generation. Like they know, cause
it's not what it used to be.
Nah, not at all. Mad TV was ridiculous.
It's not even existent now.
Living Single was, Living Color was ridiculously funny. I watched in Living Color recently, and it wasn't as funny. In today's society, it's not as funny as it was there. Some of those jokes don't transition well throughout.
Yeah, I can see that. I just don't. I got kids, so you know, I'm still the funniest nigga they know. But
Right.
it's because of shit like that.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live. The new shit.
Hated it. Them niggas was hilarious with that stupid ass shit.
I hated that shit. I hate that shit now.
But it was funny because
it was
of the
funny.
culture, like leading into it. Like it was. I like that the Wayans brothers were like some of the people that were like they weren't scared to tackle those issues. Like
yeah, they tackled a lot of different shit. It's man, yeah. We could go all day about that shit, yo.
So let's go back to these single moms and shit, right?
Yeah. So you said that you were dating you dated
Single
a lot
moms
of women that had children.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't like, so now one thing for me me personally, and this might not be for every man and shit like that.
Nah, we speak for every man.
But for me, a big deal that I had was I was dating this one chick. I met her when her kids were, I don't even remember how old she was. That's the bad thing about it. I remember her son was 12 when I met her.
Oh, okay.
I started dating her.
12.
Cool young bull and everything. 12 years old.
Preteen.
Yeah. I talked to her for 3 years, on and off. Nothing serious. Like we were never like made it official boyfriend and girlfriend or anything, right? The young bull turned 15 at some point. 3 years ago by obviously.
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
You said some point. It was 3 years.
Right.
3 years later.
Young boy turns 15, right? And he hits me up. He like, yo, Sage, what you doing? I'm like, I'm not doing nothing. He wanted me to go take this walk with him. He wasn't even really going nowhere. He just wanted, take this walk with me. He just wanted to walk. So we walking and we talking. He's like, dog, what I gotta do to get you to talk to my mom? Like, what I gotta do to get you to take her serious? And I'm like,
you know him because you're talking to his mom.
I know the kid, yeah.
Because you're talking to his mom.
Yeah, but take her serious.
Yeah, I'm about to say he came to you like from.
This is at a 15-year-old.
I'm about to say
I met him when he was 12.
From a 15-year-old or 12 to 15-year-old perspective, he knew something was awry. Like yo, I need you to take this seriously.
Yeah,
that's a compliment.
Yeah, that's a compliment. It's a compliment. I took it very, very much as a compliment. So what the young man says to me is, yo, man, I don't like being around these other niggas that be mistreating my mom. They be trying to be coming over my crib late at night and shit, trying to pot my mom down and shit like that, dip off in the morning.
At 15, you know what it is.
You know what's going on at 15. You know what's going on. He's like,
and I don't never see you when the sun is up, nigga. Like,
he like, at least you come over, you play. I don't even play video games, but I play the game with these young boys and shit like that. Like I'll force him to go outside and play basketball. I made him go because he wasn't an athletic kid back then. Like he was one of them in the house lazy ass kids. I will force him to go outside. You gonna learn how to play stickball today, nigga. We gonna cut a fucking tennis ball in half and throw that joint and shit. It's the easiest game.
You don't gotta know how to play basketball to want to make it to the league.
Yeah.
You could be in somebody's
shape.
You could be in somebody's office one day, and you gotta throw something away at your desk and shit. Knowing how to play basketball, that's how you get that shit from where you at.
But the biggest thing with
it's time management.
I know, right? One thing between that would just because you brought that scenario up, between men and women, you don't have to go to the NBA, you don't gotta go to the NFL, you don't gotta go to the baseball, MLB or whatever the fuck. You don't have to go to none of that shit. We participate in games at a young age so that we can socialize better when we get older. You know how to work on the team, you know how to play your role, you know how to do these things.
You learn a lot more from sports than just playing
the sport. Like it's not about the game, it's about actually life skills that you're really picking up from this.
Exactly.
So I thought a big deal was to make sure that the kid was outside and running around and stuff like that. But he liked that shit from me, and he took that from me. But he honestly, by the time he turned 15, he approached me like a young man, like you know what I'm saying, and was like, "Yo, man, I'd rather you talk to my mom because you a good dude, and all these other dudes just be trying to plow my mom all crazy and shit like that." And he was very honest. He was very respectful about it. He pulled me aside. He didn't want his mom to hear all of this conversation and stuff. But I dig it. But that really honestly struck a chord with me because I'm like, damn. So now when I date a woman with kids, I feel more obligated to try and stick it out with her because I don't want the kids to have to transition from learning me and then learning the next nigga and then learning the next nigga. And then
that right there, though, is a quality because that's not how every nigga think. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you're taking on a burden that she should take on. she should be more conscious of who she bring around and this, that, and the third, and how that.
She should have been like that before she had kids with someone.
But for you to sit there and say I'm one of the potentials and shit, I'm gonna take this job seriously because I don't want young boy to have to see 3 more niggas try to come in and take the same spot and shit. Let me see if it'll really work out. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna play with it. Every nigga don't move like that. Yeah, some niggas be like, man, fuck that young boy. They ain't my young boy.
I don't like
you know what I'm saying?
I don't like that shit. Another thing, and this is the second thing on my list. I've been like lately. This wasn't so much a thing in my 20s, but in my 30s now, when women want me to come over, right? They got kids and stuff. They will give their kids like bottles of melatonin.
Oh shit! Yeah, I think we talked about that.
Mm-hmm. These women are out here drugging their children so that they can get some dick.
See, I told you. I mean, you know my situation with my kids, so the melatonin is. That's probably why they like. I use it for what its intended purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But that's
you're not supposed to be giving your kids melatonin to get some dick, dog. Like that's not.
Yeah, that's kind of out of pocket. Like, I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I can understand if it was like a sleeping pill, like something.
It basically is a sleeping pill.
But melatonin, your body makes melatonin. You know what I'm saying? You can't really OD on melatonin. You can't become physically addicted to
your
it.
body makes adrenaline. You can OD on adrenaline. Your body makes motherfucking.
Yeah, I'm just saying. This is what I'm hearing from the doctors and shit. Like melatonin is. You can't really. You can't like have a melatonin withdrawal if you introduce melatonin to your system from external. Like, you know what I mean?
So maybe I'm overthinking it.
But I understand what you're saying. But the only reason I say that is because everybody got needs, right?
Right? So, but you can also get a babysitter. You can also get your mom to do this thing. There's a level of
that's not available to everybody.
Maturity matters, yo.
I dig what you're saying, but what if that's not? I can't get a babysitter and
then
shit.
You can't have sex.
That's fucked up to say to somebody, nigga.
It's not fucked up to say to somebody. I think
if I have this great product, melatonin,
right?
Why can't I use that shit?
I mean, you can do whatever you want. I just don't agree with people. I don't agree with women putting their kids to sleep to get some dick. Like they putting melatonin in their kids, giving their kids hella gummy bears, melatonin gummy bears.
At least she not. Man, life has taught me some shit, boy. At least she not like trying to do the shit. She not neglecting the kids to the point where she's going to do it anyway. Oh, they up, but I don't give a fuck.
I've been in that scenario too.
Yeah, but like you gotta give her a little bit. Like give her a little bit of rope. Like I see what you doing, sis. At least you're not fucking old school in it and giving them fucking tussin and they fucking juice at dinner time.
I don't see the difference between.
Because tussin and melatonin don't have the same effect.
Before they were doing tussin, they was doing a little bit of rum on it. Yeah, a little bit of rum on it.
We don't do that shit. Like, but we got melatonin now.
So we got the better drug.
It's supposed
ours
to.
Is better.
It's not a drug.
Ours is better.
It's not a drug. But
ours is better. It's a more natural drug.
It's not a drug though. Melatonin is cool.
I don't want to participate in the whole melatonin era